All right, team, welcome back to TNT Digital Mindset. Today, I'm really excited to dive into some cutting-edge stuff. I've been poring over the latest research on digital trends, and honestly, it's fascinating. I've even leveraged some advanced AI, yeah, you heard that right, to break down the core insights. This way, we can get straight to the actionable strategy. So without further ado, let's jump in.
You hear this term digital economy thrown around all the time, right? But what does it actually mean? I mean, beyond all the buzzwords, how is it changing? Well, everything. From how you run your business to how governments make policy. Let's really dig in and break it down.
Welcome back to TNT Digital Mindset. We've been digging into the latest data on the digital economy, all to help you sharpen your strategic thinking. Our goal here is pretty simple. We're going to cut through all that noise and give you a clear, actionable understanding of the forces that are quite literally shaping our world. Okay, let's start with something you probably did this week: shopping online. I mean, just think about how completely it has transformed retail. That massive shift? It didn't just happen by itself. It's the perfect, everyday example of the digital economy in action, just completely rebuilding an entire industry from the ground up.
And that example right there brings us to the big question. If we're going to understand its power, we have to start with a solid definition. So what is the digital economy really?
You know, at its core, it's pretty straightforward. The digital economy is basically all the economic activity that happens because of billions of online connections. It's the slice of our economy that runs on digital tech, on data, and on infrastructure. And it's not just about big tech companies. It's really about how digital information gets created, shared, and then used to make things more productive or even invent brand new ways of doing business.
Okay, so if this digital economy is this massive new engine driving the whole world forward, what are its parts? What's under the hood? What's it actually built on?
Well, it really boils down to three core components, and they're all connected. Once you get this framework, the whole big picture just clicks into place.
So here they are, the three pillars. You've got digital data, digital technologies, and digital infrastructure. A good way to think about it is like this. Data is the raw material. The tech is the factory that processes it, and the infrastructure is the highway system that moves it all around. Let's take a quick look at each one.
All right, first up, digital data. This is the fuel for the whole engine. Seriously, every single click you make, every search, every purchase, it all generates data. And this isn't just some byproduct like digital exhaust. No way. It has become one of the most valuable resources on the entire planet. It's the foundational raw material for everything else.
Okay, so you've got the fuel. Now you need the tools to actually do something with it. That's where digital technologies come in. We're talking about things like cloud computing, which gives us incredible processing power whenever we need it. Or the Internet of Things, IoT, connecting all our physical devices to the web. And of course, artificial intelligence, AI, which is what helps us make sense of all that data. These are the real engines of innovation.
And finally, piece number 3, and it's a big one, because none of this works without digital infrastructure. This is the absolute foundation. Think of it as the roads, the plumbing, the electrical grid of the digital world, all those broadband networks, 5G, the things that let all this data fly around the globe and let us make transactions instantly and securely.
So there you have it, data, tech, and infrastructure. Now that we've got the building blocks, let's zoom out a bit. Let's see how these pieces come together to become this massive driver for the entire global economy.
Yeah, this is so much more than just a niche tech sector. On the world stage, the digital economy is now recognized as a primary engine for creating what's called inclusive growth, growth that benefits everyone and also sustainable development. It's moved right to the center of global economic policy.
And who's at the head of that table? The G20, the Group of 20. We're talking the world's largest, most powerful economies. And get this, they've created a dedicated task force just to focus on the digital economy. I mean, if that doesn't tell you how critical this is, I don't know what does.
So what's on their agenda? Well, they've got 3 main priorities. First, expanding connectivity, getting more people online so they can actually participate. Second, creating an environment where global innovation can thrive. And third, and this is a big one, figuring out how we adopt powerful emerging tech like AI safely and effectively.
But of course, with any rapid transformation like this, it's not all smooth sailing. It comes with some major challenges and some really big questions about what comes next.
And this right here is the central dilemma that policymakers all over the world are grappling with. It's a real balancing act.
On one hand, you want to promote the free flow of data across borders, because that's what fuels innovation and trade. But on the other hand, you have to ensure national security and protect every person's privacy. Navigating that trade-off is something we focus on a lot here at TNT Digital Mindset.
So looking to the future, this is where it all comes together. This is where the potential becomes reality. The whole point is to harness this incredibly powerful engine for some real-world good. We're talking about building smart cities, pushing for green growth, supporting entrepreneurs, and the big ones, reducing poverty and creating good jobs for everyone.
Look, the bottom line is this. The digital economy isn't some far-off thing that's coming soon. It's here, right now, and it is fundamentally changing our world. So the question isn't if it's going to happen. The real question is how. How are we, all of us, as a global community, going to shape it to make sure we build a future that's not just prosperous, but also inclusive and sustainable?
If you want to master the digital economy, make sure to subscribe to TNT Digital Mindset. Thanks for listening.